let's talk about this. And first off, what I have here is the Queen of Swords, and I like to talk about the first card. This is an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. And I feel like for some of you, there might have been some very recent argument between you and this person, okay? This is somebody who is not very comfortable with the emotional realm. They can be a little bit harsh with their communication, okay? They're very, very no nonsense. They are also not a warm, cuddly, touchy-feely type of a person. They're very realistic. And so I feel like there might have been creative differences, lack of agreement, lack of consensus, lack of cooperation, lack of overall mutual understanding that between you and this person. I feel like they have recently encountered some type of a situation in their life, either family issues that has really brought them down, okay? And it's linked up here with the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups indicates sadness, regret, water under the bridge, too much has been said. And it's a situation where, you know, like pining over spilled milk. But with this card, it's almost like emotionally, there might have been a very turbulent time with this person. I'm also feeling for some of you, you might be transitioning, and keep in mind, the cards are not gender specific. I feel almost like for some of you, this is the person that got away, or this is the person that you feel, you know, once upon a time you had a really, really good positive, either a friendship or a really good, stable relationship with. But for whatever reason, there is some type of an emotional rift or an emotional estrangement between you and this person. And things have changed. The times have changed is what I'm feeling. The seasons have changed. And so you're trying to recreate the relationship and trying to, you know, build it back up to what it used to be. But too much has been done and too much has been said in this relationship or in this situation where it's really not possible to bring it back to what it was, okay? So it requires a lot more work, and it requires a lot more, I guess like, it requires like a concerted effort between you and this person. And you almost feel like they're kind of leaving you out in the cold, or you feel like you're the only one that wants to do this and that they're not contributing or they're not putting in their fair share of the work in order to make this situation the way that it used to be. So I feel like there might have been some recent arguments between you and this person. It could be coming in the month of April, where you just feel like you both are no longer on the same page, okay? On the other hand, there is new passion and new people coming into the picture. So some of you might be transitioning between two people. You might be transitioning between an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, in your past, transitioning into a new person. This is a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, okay? So the cards are not gender specific. This might be the new person that you might have recently been engaged to. We have the Ace of Pentacles. This is pretty much, you know, making a solid offer, a solid gesture, wanting to build with a new person, wanting to create something like a very solid starting point for a foundation. And when I see the Pentacles suit, especially in this deck, it usually denotes to me a proposal, something very solid, something that you feel you can build upon. And it's lying on top of this fire sign. So I feel like some of you might be shifting gears, might have changed partner, might have made an offer to another person, or have this other person making an offer to you. And as a result of it, I feel as if one person from your past was not emotionally available, and you're finding somebody else that is a lot more nurturing, a lot more caring, a lot more in alignment to be more verbally expressive, to be a lot more emotionally. And I also feel like it's almost like somebody who showers you with a lot of compliments, somebody who's very expressive with how they feel about you. And I feel like that's more in alignment with what you need versus the other person who could appear like this, where they're a little bit cold, they're a little bit, they're not as understanding, and they can be a little bit harsh. So you are transitioning away from that into being with somebody who's a little bit warmer, who's a little bit more playful, and who is a lot more in alignment, you feel, with your energy. So I don't see that there's any one person that is bad or, you know, another person that's better. I just feel like it's just the way the energy flows, where we are naturally attracted to a specific type of a person. And I feel like, you know, I mentioned this before, a lot of cancers in general are quite shy. And I do see a deep sense of insecurity too. So you need somebody to draw it out of you. You need somebody to kind of like, where you don't have to guess where you stand with them, because they're always ready to tell you how they feel. They're always ready to express themselves, and their energy is buoyant, is more lively, is more playful. And I feel like with that person, it draws out the best in you. And so many of you are definitely learning and coming into a sense of what you want, what you need, and what you ultimately, you know, desire in order for you to be happy. You're becoming cognizant of it. You're definitely more aware of it, and you're seeking relationships and friendships that will, you know, give you that more buoyant type of energy. Okay. So I guess we are finally aware of what we need to be happy. We're finally coming into this sense of what we need from a person, a friend, a family member, or even a romantic partner in order to really nurture us emotionally. And we're coming into this month. Either you have already had this person that's making you aware of this, or you are seeking people that are more in alignment with this fire energy. They're passionate, they're expressive, and you don't have to, you know, play the guessing game with them. And they will always make it known how they feel about you, whereas in the past, you might have had to do that guessing game with another person. So I definitely feel in relationship, there is a stabilizing of the energy between you and a partner. You're definitely wanting to bring your best to a partner, and you're definitely exhibiting more of that comfortable, playful side. So you're definitely with somebody that doesn't judge you, because, you know, this energy, it doesn't even have to be an air sign, but this person is a little bit harsh and they're a little bit judgmental. Whereas this person is all love, all giving, all playful, all bright. And I feel like they're just very passionate and, you know, expressive. And so you're making an offer here, or the offer is being made to you. For some of you, there's a lot of talks about movement and travel. Okay, so we have here the Eight of Wands, and this is kind of like the arrows of love. But in this deck, I do feel it is a lot more about travel, movement, making plans to do some type of a big trip. Okay, this is like over airways, so traveling by air, coming to see another person. For some of you, you might have work, new jobs coming into the picture, going on interviews for job, relocating for work, even work travel. So for those who travel for a living or who have to travel extensively as a part of their work, I definitely feel this is indicative of, you know, needing to make travel arrangements. For some of you who are in a relationship as well, you and your significant other could be taking trips together. You could, they could also be taking trips as well. And then they might be, you know, temporarily, just temporarily out of the picture. So what I do feel is there's also really strong, heavy communication. The Eight of Wands usually indicates communication in this day and age, communication coming in a very swift manner. So that is usually text messages, emails, instant, you know, messaging, Skyping, or even phone calls. Okay, so you're going to be hit with a lot of communication coming through from other people. However, We have here the Ace of Swords, which is a very strong victory card. And this is also clear, concise communication, resolution, reaching some type of an agreement, as well as new insights, new inspiration to be able to solve a solution. So this is a very good card when it comes to, you know, that one problem we've always had trouble with, or that one person that we have not been able to have some type of a communication breakthrough with. There's finally some type of a situation here that will bring about the breakthrough. And with the Ace of Swords, it also indicates severance, severing ourselves from a toxic situation as well. For many of you, we have here the this is the Devil, and the Devil usually indicates some type of a bondage or a situation that we know is not healthy for us. So Cancers, you guys are actually very, very psychic, okay? Especially for those Cancer moons out there, you guys are incredibly psychic. You know when something is up. You can feel the rumblings on the in the earth whenever something is coming in as a warning sign. You can also, like, you guys are a very, very good judge of character. However, you highly doubt your capabilities, okay? So I feel like there were situations that you knew there's more to the story, or that somebody's not really telling you the whole truth, or you might even feel like there's some hidden information that you need to ferret out. Or you might feel like there's a situation here where somebody is like purposely keeping you stuck. I'm also seeing keeping you hostage, keeping you in bondage, and they're keeping you in this environment because in some way it benefits them. And I feel like in the past, you were definitely aware of this, but I don't feel like you were aware to what extent it affected you, okay? And coming into this month, you're realizing that it's a situation that you have total, full control over, and you can choose to leave at any time. But in the past, you might not have felt the need to, but this is the month, in the month of April, where you feel empowered to do so, and you feel a lot more empowered to move away from it and to, you know, arrange and create your life in a way that will allow you to have more control over your environment, okay? And what I mean by this is, I definitely see there has been some type of a long-standing financial situation that has kept you very stuck, okay? I don't see things on here that would indicate to me a financial lack. So I feel like, you know, finances looks really good. However, there might have been a job, Page of Pentacles, a learning environment, okay? A student, somebody who's trying to level up, somebody who's trying to learn a specific skill, who's going to school, who's trying to graduate, who's trying to earn that degree, who's trying to earn that certificate, because they truly, truly, truly believe that that piece of paper is really going to help secure their entire future. Okay. And then the further you go along in this process, the more you realize that I'm stuck here for another year. I have to finish, you know, the bachelor's degree. I have to finish the master's degree. I have to finish this certificate degree. And you might find yourself like in a situation where you have to take out student loans, for example, and you're just like, okay, that's fine. You rationalize it. And you're saying to yourself, it's okay if I have to take out student loans, because further down the line, once I get that diploma or that piece of paper, I'm going to be making a lot of money and I can pay it back in no time. But you're looking at this situation now and you're just like, is this the best is this the best opportune, is this the best route for me to take? So I do see a period where you are really reassessing how you feel about work, how you feel about money, how you feel about putting kind of like whatever you were doing all along, you felt like I can stick to it. Once I finish it, that's when life will really happen for me. And now what I'm sensing is you're thinking about taking a detour. You're thinking about taking a shortcut. You're thinking about potentially taking a quicker way out, or a quicker way, like cut corners to get to your destination. And what I really want to say is I feel like the cards are telling you to, be strong. Okay. We have the strength card, and literally it basically is telling you, hang on for a little bit longer. Okay. Don't take the shortcut. Don't cut corners. Keep steady pace and, trust that you are on the right path. Okay. So don't be disillusioned. Don't think about worst case scenario. And especially if you've been working all this time really, really hard towards a specific goal, don't abandon things like midway, okay? Don't half-ass things. Do things thoroughly and do things completely, because the reward is right around the corner for you. So I feel like they're really telling you, maintain your steady progress and maintain your fixed course of action, because I feel like there isn't a shortcut. There isn't a shortcut. This isn't the right time to cut corners, and this is not the right situation for you to be cutting corners in. I'm feeling as well, for some of you, there is a situation here where many of you might be thinking about shifting into a new work environment, okay? So like wanting to take a job that promises a lot more financial abundance. Okay. And I keep seeing this. It's almost like I have to feed my kids. So many of you might be expecting, many of you might have like a little one in the oven, like a baby on the way. And then many of you, there might be some changes to the financial arrangement when it comes to custody, when it comes to child support, when it comes to alimony. And as a result of that, you feel a compulsion, or you feel like, and I heard this, so I'm just going to say it. I'm the man in this relationship. I need to be able to take care of my wife. I need to be able to take care of my kids. Or even if you're in same-sex relationship, I'm the man in this relationship. I need to be able to take care of the people that I love. I need to be able to secure a future for me. I need to take care of my parents. And so I feel almost like there's this big fire lit under you, where you feel almost like time is running out. I need to be making the big bucks. I need to be, moving forward. I need to be even as accomplished as my partner. I need to be on their same level. So there might be somewhat of a disparity, or even like, you might be comparing yourself to your partner, who's either very, very, that you feel is very, very intelligent or very, very successful. And you're trying to catch up, and you feel like time is running out. You feel like you both are not on the same playing field, like they're highly elevated, and you feel like you need to catch up to their level. Okay. And then for others of you, and I feel like for some of you, you might be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Virgo and Capricorn energy comes out really strongly in this reading as well. Okay. So there's this something lit from under you, where you feel like, I need to take a huge, bite out of life. Okay. I can't sit on the sidelines anymore. I need to get my career moving. I need to get my life moving. I need to create this, larger than life reputation, or larger than life stature, or I need to make my life more extraordinary, because I have people I need to impress. I have people and things I need to take care of. So this is really good motivational energy. Okay. But at the same time, I feel like you have a lot on your plate right now. And if you were to, take a big chunk out of life, it's almost like a warning to tell you, don't bite off more than you could chew. So that means don't overextend your time. Don't overextend your resources. Don't make promises that you can't keep. And especially don't create a situation where you put so much expectation on yourself, and then you end up beating yourself up over things like the little things, or even like you have such high expectation for yourself. You're like, I'm going to, take care of all of these 10 projects, when realistically you only have time and energy and resources to finish 5 of them. Okay. So there's definitely this, I don't know why, strong Sagittarian energy coming in, where you feel like you can take on the world and the energy is great. But I almost feel like you're sensing this internal time crunch within yourself, where you're motivated and driven to achieve a lot in a very, very short period of time, which once again is a very strong motivational energy. But let's make sure that our expectations and the reality of the environment that we work in all, I guess, like the preconditions have to be met before we can realistically move ahead with something, or we need to be very realistic when we lay out a blueprint or a game plan for ourselves. Okay, so don't bite off more than you could chew is the big mantra here. Okay, the last thing that I'm seeing in this spread is they're saying here there is a job where there are many, many competitors. Okay, so we have here the 7 of Rods, and this is what I'm seeing. Ace of Pentacles, new work, new income generating opportunity, a new revenue stream for those of you who are just like thinking about self-employment as well. We have here the 7 of Rods, and the 7 of Rods is, things coming at you very, very fast. Okay, it could even be communication coming at you very fast, opportunities coming at you at lightning speed, and you're going to have to tackle these things one at a time. If you have been looking for work for quite some time and they haven't really responded to you, and you're waiting and waiting and wondering, and you're going to be mired in the worst case scenario. Did they hire somebody else? Am I not qualified? Why aren't they getting back to me? I feel like the month of April, if you have been sending out job resumes, God forbid if you have been, especially during the Mercury retrograde period, I'm glad that they didn't contact you, because interviewing during Mercury retrograde period, those don't work out really well. Okay, that's when communication goes awry, and that's when mixed messages tend to be misinterpreted, or things get misinterpreted, or messages get lost. Okay, and I feel like the jobs that are offered during Mercury in retrograde, the whatever salary they promise you, it might be rescinded after we roll out of Mercury retrograde. So if you've been sending a lot of job applications, if you've been trying to find new work, I feel like the month of April is when it actually comes into the picture for you. You're going to hear some really, really good news about the work situation if you're looking for work. And then I also feel like there might be, some of you might be called in for a second or a third round of interview. There might even be a panel interview. You have a lot of people that are applying for the same jobs. I just want you to be made aware of that. So it's really pertinent that you really market yourself, hype up your skills, brag about yourself a little bit, and don't downplay your skills. Okay. And this is like, I'm just giving advice here because this is probably the best interviewing advice that somebody has once given me. When they call you for an interview, they've already reviewed your resume. They've already reviewed your qualifications. They wouldn't call you unless they know that you're qualified. Okay? So rather than taking on this energy during the job interview, where you're very succinct, where you are hyping up your skills, where you are very rational and very cerebral, you want to err on the side of showing your leadership skills, showing the people that are interviewing you times where you actually took initiative, times where you got projects moving, where you got things started, where you became like a leader in your field, where you can work without, anybody looking over your shoulders. So I feel like the job, for whatever reason, they really want you to highlight your leadership capabilities, okay? It's not just the ability to answer the questions in a very dry manner. It's the ability to synthesize and talk about all of your previous job experience and how your skills are transferable based on all the jobs, all the odd jobs that you've worked, what you've learned, and how your skills are now transferable into this new work environment. So if you're able to do that, you're going to really stand out from amongst all the other candidates, and they're really going to want you on board, okay? But I feel like you have a lot of success here. So for those looking for work, this is a really good month to be making a huge impact, okay, to prospective employers. And so what I feel here is, really take it easy this month.